All right, guys. It is that time. So go ahead and grab a spot on your mat. We'll start today in a child's pose. So spread your knees, tuck your toes, sink your hips, and we'll begin to breathe. Hey Alexa, turn it up to 75%. Take a big inhale through your nose. Feel your rib cage expand. Take a big exhale through your nose. Let your hips sink. As you inhale through your nose, let your spine grow a little bit longer. As you exhale through your nose, let your chest sink. Spreading your fingertips wide, root down through your palms, lift your elbows, inhale. Big cleansing exhale here, let everything go as your body settles just a little bit closer to the mat. And we'll hold right here for about 4 or 5 breaths, taking a moment to channel your focus. Choose an intention for the rest of your class. Walking your hands over to the left side of your mat. Take a big inhale as you reach through your right side body. Exhaling as you sink your chest. Maybe you drop that right shoulder a little bit lower than the left. Feeling that stretch travel from your fingertips to your hip crease on that right side. And gently release, walking back through center. Pause in the middle as you lengthen your spine. And on your exhale, walking over to the right, lengthening through the left side body. And then dropping your chest. Maybe you drop that left shoulder a little bit lower than the right. And release, walking it back through to center. Big inhale, lengthen your spine. Last exhale here, empty out your lungs. On your next inhale, slowly roll all the way up, coming into tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a couple rounds of cat-cow, waking up your back. Should feel really good. Let's take that movement side to side. Maybe you let your head and your neck follow along. Let's take that movement, let's make it into a circle all the way up and around, like you've got a hula hoop around your middle and you want to touch every edge. And let's reverse, take it the other way. And we'll come all the way back up to center. Nice neutral spine here. I want to make some circles with our hips. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. There's no right or wrong way to do it. We're going to drop our hips down to the right, center over to the left, and up, big circle. Maybe let your shoulders get into that movement, making your body a little bit more liquid, making the movement a little bit more organic. Maybe you bend your elbows. Maybe you snake your spine to the left and to the right. The movement is slowly becoming less and less of a circle and more of a squiggle. Anything that's going to feel nice and loose and free, giving your body just some movement that it's craving, some movement that's going to wake it up. If you are going in one direction, go ahead and switch directions. When you're ready, take about 2 more, and we'll meet all the way back up in the tabletop. Restacking your shoulders over your wrists, restacking your hips over your knees. Root down through your left palm. Let's take an inhale, open to the right, stacking your shoulders. On our exhale, half hug. Maybe you wake up your core, just a little tiny squeeze right here. And inhale, right back up, stack those shoulders, gaze high. 2 more times, exhale, half hug. Maybe squeeze your abs just a little. And last time, big inhale, stack. Exhale, half hug, drawing the belly button up towards your spine. Inhale, right back up. This time, we're going to add a half bind, dropping that top palm behind your low back. Gazing over that top shoulder. Maybe your fingertips wiggle in towards that hip crease, top of your thigh. Gently release that bind, sweeping all the way back up. On the exhale, we'll thread all the way through, dropping your shoulder down towards the mat, reaching that left arm towards the top corner of your mat. Lengthening through the left side body. Breathing into that twist. Now, if you're comfy here, you can stay right here. If you want to play with the balance, come with me. We'll shift weight over into our right knee. The left toes are going to sweep back. So straightening that left leg. Option to stay here. Option to add on with me, bringing that left heel up and back into a quad stretch, heel to glutes. Last little add on here, if you want it, we'll take that left hand up, open and back, reaching for the pinky toe edge of that left foot. Find the bind. If you fall, it's all good. There's not that far to go. The floor is right there. One more breath here. If you took that bind, go ahead and release. Dropping the toes back down towards the mat. Drawing that knee right back into where it came from. Root down through your left palm. Unwind. Finding that twist one last time at the top. Big inhale, lift. And exhale, float right back to your tabletop. Shake it out. Nice job. We'll try the same thing on the other side. Rooting down through your right hand. Big inhale, open to the left, stack your shoulders. Exhale, half hug. Option to give your abs a little squeeze here. Inhale, right back up. 2 more. Exhale, half hug. Waking up the core. Inhale, stack the shoulders. Last time, exhale. Inhale, nice and tall. Stack those shoulders. Find your half bind. Gaze high. Maybe you take those fingertips towards the top of that right thigh, near the hip crease. And we'll gently release. Sweeping that bind all the way back up and then exhaling as you thread through, dropping your shoulder to the mat, Right arm is going to reach towards that top corner. Find the twist. Lengthening through that right side body. You have the option to stay right here. I'm going to add on just like we did on that first side. Shifting weight over into the left knee. Slide the right toes straight back. Option to stay here. Option to add a quad stretch, bringing the heel to the glutes. And last little add-on here, maybe you try a bind, reaching that right palm up, open and back for the pinky toe edge of your foot. One more breath here. If you took that bind, gently release. Everybody float the toes back to the ground. Draw that knee back in, right where it came from. Root down to that right palm. Big inhale. Open up for a twist last time. And exhale, float it right back down to your tabletop. Shake it out. Nice job, guys. Go ahead, curl the toes under, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. First down dog of the day. Should feel so good. Pause right here. Take a moment to wake up your downward dog. Maybe you pedal out your feet. Sending the heels down towards the mat. They might not touch. That's okay. Sending your chest back toward your thighs. Opening up that heart space. On an inhale, come high on your tippy toes, lifting those heels up, up, up off the mat. On an exhale, drop the heels. Two more just like that. Big inhale, high on those tiptoes. Exhale, draw the heels back towards the mat. One more time, big inhale, high on those toes. Exhale, dropping those heels. Put a tiny bend in your knees. We'll do the same thing. Lower those knees to hover. Inhale, send the knees back up. Exhale, lower the knees to hover. Inhale, send the knees back up. I'm going to turn to the side. Exhale, knees to hover. Inhale, knees back up. This time, inhale, plank. Exhale, hips back up. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hips up. Last time, inhale, plank. Exhale, hips up. We're going to put all three of those together now. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, heels drop. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, knees straighten. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips back. We're going to go through the set of three, two more times. Inhale, heels up. Exhale, heels drop. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, knees straighten. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips back. One more time, all the way through it. You know it. Syncing your movement with your breath. And meeting back In a downward facing dog, go ahead and walk, step, or hop your toes all the way to the top of your mat, forward fold. Pausing to breathe here in that fold, waking up your hamstrings. Maybe you sway back and forth, releasing your low back. Maybe you shake your head yes, shake it no, relaxing your neck and shoulders. On an inhale, halfway lift, lean forward. On an exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale, draw through to heart center. Inhale, root to rise all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant your palms, walk, step, or hop to your high plank. And we'll take our first vinyasa flow. You have the option to do this on your knees. We exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Meeting back in that down dog. Let's take that sun sal one more time, starting with our breath of 3. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, knees back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips back. And walk, step, or hop, high plank. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, prayer center. Inhale, all the way up. Maybe you add a little bitty back bend at the top. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, walk, step, or hop, high plank, and take your flow with chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Nice job, guys. Meeting back in that downward facing dog. Again, let's take our breath of 3. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, knees back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, walk to the top of your mat, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, sink your hips this time. Chair pose, pause right here. How are we doing, guys? I think I saw the internet cut out just a little bit, but I think we're all back. I think we're good. Pause right here, sit a little lower. Point that tailbone to the floor. Draw your shoulders down your back. Exhale, prayer center. Sit a little lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forward fold, let it go. Stepping the left foot back, right foot stays forward. Come into that high lunge. Pause right here. We're going to wake up your hips. Maybe you bounce side to side. Maybe you rock back and forth. Do what's going to feel good to wake up those hips. Keeping that front knee stacked right on top of that ankle. Let's root down to the left palm. Open towards that thigh for a twist. You have the option to drop that back knee. Option here to add a half bind. That top hand is going to sweep behind your low back as you gaze over that top shoulder. Yeah. If you took that bind, gently release. Everybody come back to your lunge. Slow and controlled. We'll open up other side. Again, you have the option to drop that back knee. Gazing over that top shoulder. Let's take that half bind on this side. Reaching that top palm behind your low back. Maybe your fingertips reach for the top of that thigh towards your hip crease. If you took that bind, let's release. From here, we're going to take that top hand down. We're going to bring our hips towards that front heel, Skandasana lunge. You guys know this. If you've been here the past couple weeks, I've been playing with Skandasana. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Right here. Pause right here, play with the balance. You should be getting a nice stretch on the inside of that thigh. See if you can engage your core, creating a little space between your heel and your glutes here. Maybe you lean up and back, getting those shoulders stacked over your ribs. 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna rock back to a seat. Yeah, so you're facing the long edge of your mat. I'm turning this way just so I can see you. We're gonna rock back to a seat. We're gonna take our legs wide. I rarely ever teach a wide-legged forward fold, and it's because I'm not good at it and I'm prideful. So today, I'm gonna do a wide-legged forward fold with you. So you're facing the long edge of your mat. Take your feet out as wide as comfortable. Relax your shoulders, and maybe you lean forward. I'm gonna challenge you to try to keep your toes turning out. A lot of times on that wide leg fold, our toes collapse in. See if you can take the big toe and guide it back. A little bit of a rotation there. Lean a little bit farther forward. Let's take that left hand. It's going to kind of make a scooping motion towards your calf muscle. Right arm is going to reach up, open, and over. So we're creating space and length from our fingertips to our hip crease, all the way up. Big rainbow arch towards your toes. Again, keeping that rotation on the feet as those big toes reach up and back. Open the chest. And release, we'll come right back up. Other side, that right arm is going to scoop towards your calf muscle. Left arm reaches up, open, and over towards those toes. Rolling that top shoulder behind you, creating space through your chest. Gently release, rolling back up. And we're gonna move into that Skandasana lunge right where we came from. So that right leg is gonna come in. You're gonna kind of prop yourself right back up on that heel. Yeah, so you're still facing the long edge of our mat. And then we pivot, coming into that high lunge right where we came from. Cool. Nice, meeting back in that space. Plant your palms, step that front foot back. Take a vinyasa flow. Nice job, guys. Meeting back in a downward facing dog. And let's take that 3-part breath. On an inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, sink. Inhale, cover the knees. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips up. And begin to walk towards the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sink your hips, chair pose. You got it. We've been here before. Lean back into those heels. Let those toes become light.
point your tailbone towards the floor, that may mean that you tuck your pelvis under a little bit. Now sit a little lower, lean a little bit further back. You got it. Hands to prayer center. Sink maybe 1 inch lower. Breathe, relax your shoulders. And forward fold, let it go. This time, the left foot is going to stay forward. The right foot is going to step back. High lunge. You got it. Take a moment right here. Wake up your hips on this side. Maybe you rock. Maybe you bounce. That front knee is going to stay stacked right on top of that ankle. Your collarbone is nice and broad. It's shining forward. Let's root down through the right palm and open to the left. Find that twist towards your thigh. Maybe you gaze over that top shoulder, and maybe you add a bind reaching behind your low back. And let's release that bind. Inhale all the way up. Exhale right back to your high lunge. Slow and controlled. We'll open up to that other side. Just like we did on the first side, you guys know this, you have the option to drop that back knee. Stacking your shoulders, sending your hips just a little bit closer to the floor, and maybe you add a half bind, gaze over that shoulder. Releasing that bind all the way up. As you exhale, that hand is going to stay to the inside of that foot as you pivot, bringing your hips to your heels. Kandasana lunge. Again, I'm going to turn to the side. So you're here. Pause right here, find your balance. Maybe you walk those shoulders back and up over your hips. Maybe you bring one hand to heart center. Maybe you bring both hands to heart center. Again, if you fall, it's all good because there's not that far to go. If you fall, you just get right back up. You got it. 4, 3, 2, and we're going to rock back to a seat. Nice. Again, coming into that wide leg forward fold on the other side of your mat. Take a moment here, this time rolling the toes back. See if you can lift your heart. Sometimes for me, I feel just as much of a stretch folding forward as I do when I lift my heart, creating that long spine while externally rotating with feet. If that doesn't work for you, if you're not feeling that stretch, it probably means you're more flexible than I am. Awesome. Go ahead and lean forward if that's what your body wants. All right, guys, so on that first side, we scooped under and reached up and over. We were targeting right here. On this side, what I'm going to have us do is take a big inhale, nice and tall spine. Pivot towards one thigh or the other. You can pick your favorite. We'll do both. And on your exhale, begin to reach towards those toes. You might not reach. That's okay. Think about pivoting towards that thigh, leaning that heart towards your toes. External rotation on both of the feet. You got it. One more breath here as you inhale, send your heart towards your toes, collarbones a little bit brighter. On the exhale, maybe you sink half an inch. And we'll release, walking back through the center. Pause in the middle, maybe readjust if you need to. Inhale, nice tall spine. Pivot over the other thigh, and On your exhale, forward fold. Again, you might not reach your toes, and that's okay. Think about creating a bright collarbone, long spine, external rotation with the feet. Relax the shoulders. One more breath here as you inhale, create a bright collarbone. Exhale, maybe you sink just half an inch. And we'll release back to center. You can draw that left foot back in. And we're going to pop right back up to that Skandasana squat where we came from. Nice job, guys. Pivot towards that high lunge. And when you're ready, step that front foot back and take a flow. Nice job, you guys. Meeting back in a downward facing dog. Take a moment here, cycle through your breath. I'm going to take the flow that we did and I'm going to bring it up off the ground, making it a little bit more active. Let's start with that 3-count breath. Big inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, sink the heels. Inhale, hover the knees. Exhale, straighten the knees. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips up and back. And walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, sink the hips, chair pose. You know it. Find that nice, strong, steady chair pose here, pointing that tailbone towards the floor, leaning your chest up and back, floating the toes up. Hands to heart center, sink a little lower. You got it. We're going to bring the left elbow over to that right thigh. Here's your twist, only for a moment. Push into that thigh, peel the left toes up. Slow and controlled, getting as much air time as you possibly can. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. As much air time. Float, balance. Maybe you find a revolved warrior 3, and then step that revolved lunge. Nice. Releasing up into that crescent lunge. You got it. Beautiful. Pause right here. Drawing those shoulders down your back. Drawing that left hip slightly forward. Let's drop that right arm and reach up and over to the right. Inhale right back up. Drop the left arm, reach up and over to the left. Inhale right back up. Exhale, opening up to warrior 2. Beautiful, you got it. Tiny hinge forward, flip that front palm, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Nice job, guys. Inhale, back up, warrior 2, reaching forward, side angle. Option to add on here, option to take that half bind behind your low back. Maybe you reach to the top of your thigh. If you're feeling fancy and you want to come with me, I'm going to add a full bind. That bottom arm is going to reach under that thigh. And I'll turn to the back so you guys can see. So bottom thigh reaches under. and grabs. The arm that wraps is the arm that grabs. So that bottom arm is grabbing that top arm. If you want to challenge your balance here, maybe you take your gaze, your gaze over that top shoulder. If you took that bind, go ahead and release. Coming into an extended side angle, you know it. On an exhale, we'll take that top palm down towards the inside of the foot, hips to heels, Skandasana lunge. Got it? Now, I have to figure out which way you guys are facing because I turned. All right, so we're in that Skandasana lunge. You know it, we've been here before. Option to add on to your lunge. So you can play with it just like we did before, playing with that balance. One hand to heart center, both hands to heart center. If you want to come with me, most of you guys know where I'm headed. We're going to try a bind. So we're going to fly the arms, opening that inner thigh. Here's your half bind. The top palm comes behind your low back. Option to stay right there. Your full bind, that bottom arm is going to come under your shin. Again, the arm that wraps is the arm that grabs. So that bottom arm is grabbing that top. Maybe fingertips, maybe wrists. And maybe if you want to challenge your balance, you take that gaze over the top shoulder. Nice. We'll gently release that bind. Hold on to it, keep it strong. And rock it back to a seat. Nice job, guys. Again, we're going to take that wide-legged forward fold. If we were in class, I would totally make you grab a partner and we would do an assist. So if you've got a partner, if you're at home, grab a partner and you can do an assist and you can help each other in this stretch. If not, I'm going to grab a yoga strap. If you're at home, you can grab anything. You can grab a towel, a jacket, anything, a belt that's going to loop over your foot. So we'll start either side, pick your favorite. Got it? I'll give you time to go grab something that'll work. Anything will work. All right? You're just going to use that to help your upper body down. You can also use it to help keep that external rotation on the feet. All right? So wherever you're at, either side, take a moment right here. See if you can keep your upper body engaged while also relaxing your shoulders. So much to think about. Breathe here. Maybe you relax your jaw if you're holding a little bit of tension. One more breath here as you inhale, shine your collarbone forward. Exhale, maybe sink just half an inch. And release. We'll come back through the center, pause to grow your spine. And find that stretch on the other side. Again, keeping that upper body engaged while also relaxing your shoulders. One more big breath here. Last exhale, maybe you sink. And release, walking your way back up. You can put your yoga strap or your makeshift yoga strap to the side. We'll draw that right foot in. And we'll pop right back up where we came from into that Skandasana lunge. Pivot towards your high lunge. And when you're ready, take a flow. Stepping that front foot back. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Meeting back in a downward facing dog. Shake it out. We'll take that same flow one more time on the other side. 3 count breath here. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, heels lower. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, knees back. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips back. And walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, sink your hips, chair pose. I had to check my clock to make sure this is the last time you're going to see it, maybe. Sink the hips a little bit lower. Draw the shoulders up and back. Rock back into your heels, float the toes up, hands through the heart center. You got it, maybe you sink 1 more inch. Let's bring that right elbow, to the left thigh, twist. Only for a moment here, root down through that elbow to lift your rib cage. Peel the right foot up, getting as much air time as you possibly can as we step it back. Maybe pause and float in that revolved warrior 3. Find that revolved lunge. And release, coming into your crescent lunge, nice and tall. Relaxing those shoulders down your back as you draw that right hip forward. Nice. Good job, guys. Let's drop that left arm, reaching over to the left. And back up. Exhaling to the right. And back up. You got it. Pause right here. Relax your shoulders. Open up, warrior 2. Beautiful. Guiding that front knee towards your pinky toe. Should be easy because our inner thighs are so nice and warm right now. Tiny hinge forward. Flip your front palm. Reach up and back. Warrior 2, rising back up, reach forward, side angle, that elbow comes to your thigh, top arm reaches past the crown of your head. Option to come with me, we'll add a half bind, that top arm reaches behind your low back. Option to add that full bind, that bottom arm reaches under, reaching to that top arm. Maybe you grab fingertips. Maybe you grab wrists. Maybe if you want to challenge your balance, you gaze over that top shoulder, sink your hips. 1 more breath here. If you took that bind, gently release. Exhaling that top palm down towards the mat, sending your hips to your heel. Skandasana lunge. You got it, so we're here. Last time you're gonna see it, create a little bit of space between your heel and your glutes. Maybe you play with that balance. Or if you tried the bind on the other side, maybe you try that bind here. Flying your arms, opening your inner thigh. Half bind, your hand comes behind your low back. Full bind, the hand comes under the shin, reaching for that top palm. Option to challenge your balance here. Gaze over that top shoulder. And we'll gently release. Keep it strong here, lifting back up into that lunge. And when you're ready, rock it back into a seat. Nice job, guys. So you're facing the long edge of your mat here. Let's take both feet wide. Wide leg stretch, inner thigh stretch. This is the last one. You can take any of the stretches that you've done today so far, or if you want to come with me, I'm going to try to simulate a legs up the wall pose. So if you've got a wall that's open, you're more than welcome to scooch over there. Or if you want to come with me, I'm going to rock back here and take my feet wide for an inner thigh stretch. You have the option. You can grab on to your shins or your calf muscles, or if that yoga strap is still accessible, you can use that on your feet. Wherever you're at, we're going to hold and breathe into this deep stretch. Take about 5 or 6 breaths. Relaxing your shoulders. It's all good. Relaxing your jaw. Relaxing all the little muscles that live in your forehead. Two more deep breaths right here. Last one, big inhale, fill up every empty space. Last exhale here, empty out your lungs. And we'll gently release. However you want to get there, we're popping back up into that Skandasana squat, pivoting back towards our high lunge. You got it. Taking a vinyasa flow, meeting back in a downward facing dog. Nice work, you guys. Let's take that 3 count breath together one more time. Big inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, drop the heels. Inhale, hover the knees. Exhale, send those knees back up. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, hips up and back. And walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat, forward. Fold, take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, let it go. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Big inhale, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, draw through to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up. This time, we're going to bring our arms down parallel to the floor. My head's cut off. I'm going to sit low so you guys can see. Arms parallel to the floor. Come up high on your tippy toes. Squeeze your knees together like your life depends on it. We're going to slowly lower as if we're sliding down a wall behind us. Squeeze your knees. Lift those heels high. Slowly lower for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause right here, creating that box. We played with this last week. So you've got a box. You've got 90 degrees. Drop those knees a little lower. Lean the chest a little bit further back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Rocking back to your sit bones. Nice job, you guys. Excellent work. Go ahead. We're going to find a comfortable seat. Just crisscross either leg in front is fine. Roll those shoulders up and back. One more time, big shoulder roll up and back. Last one, best one right here, shoulders up and back. And let's stir the pot.
leaning over to one side, up and back. Either side, it doesn't matter which direction you're going. Pick your favorite. It's all good. Letting those shoulders relax, just like we did in our warm-up. Maybe begin to make your movement a little bit more organic, a little bit more liquid, a little bit more squiggly. It might not be a perfect circle. Maybe your shoulders are rolling as you move. Maybe your head and your neck are rolling as you move. If you're going in one direction, go ahead and switch directions. Again, creating that organic, liquid movement. Option to close your eyes here. Two more times all the way around that circle. Slowly rolling back up to the top, stacking your shoulders right over your hips. Let's drop the right ear over to the right shoulder. You might get a little snap, crackle, pop. I just did. It's okay. Let that right shoulder relax. Let that left shoulder drop away from your ear. Letting your head roll down through center. And then over to the left. Again, letting that left shoulder relax. Letting that right shoulder draw away from your ear. You're not leaning forward, you're not leaning back. You're perfectly centered, shoulders over hips. And let's release as we roll the head back through to center, pause in the middle, chin to chest. Pause right here as you feel the muscles that run along the back of your neck and between your shoulders expand. And slowly lifting your head right back up. Nice job, guys. Let's take both feet out, staff pose. On an inhale, put your hands high. On an exhale, roll it all the way back. I'm gonna finish today with a figure 4 hip flexor stretch. So bend both of your knees in. Let's take that right leg nice and tall and cross it over your left knee, creating that figure 4 triangle. That right hand is gonna come in the middle of the triangle you just made. Left hand's gonna go on the outside. You can grab below or above that knee, your choice. Using your right elbow as leverage, guide that right knee away from you as you gently pull the left knee closer towards you. And just like we talked about before, see if you can keep your upper body engaged while also relaxing your shoulders. Letting that tailbone drop back towards the floor. Tucking your chin to your chest slightly. Two more deep breaths right here. And we'll gently release, unwind. Coming into the other side, reaching that left leg nice and tall and crossing that foot over your right knee. Left hand is going to come through the triangle you just made. Right hand is going to come to the outside. You can clasp underneath or above that right knee. Left elbow is going to guide the left knee away from you as you gently draw the right knee closer towards you. Letting your shoulders drop back towards the mat. Letting the tailbone drop back towards the mat. Gently tucking your chin. Two more deep breaths right here. And gently release. Go ahead and we'll hug both knees in toward your chest. As you do, let your tailbone drop back towards the floor. So your chest and your knees may become a little bit separate. Bring that tailbone back towards the floor. Make tiny circles with your knees, massaging out that low back. Reverse your circles. And come back to center. One last little squeeze right here, drawing your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug, gentle squeeze, and release. Allowing your legs to fall along the mat. Coming into Savasana, corpse pose, bringing one hand to your heart, one hand to your low belly. Allow your body to settle in here. Taking a total body scan from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. Noticing how your body is feeling. You can allow your mind to drift away. I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Gently begin wiggling your fingers. Begin wiggling your toes, bringing some movement back into your body. On an inhale, reach your arms all the way up by your ears, total body stretch. Reach into the tips of your fingers down through the tips of your toes. On an exhale, gently roll onto either side, coming into a supported fetal position. Pause right here. And when you're ready, gently push up, coming into a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Rounding out our practice together with a few cleansing breaths. Big inhale all the way up. Exhale, draw through the heart center. One more time, just like that. Big inhale up. Exhaling, draw through. Awesome job, you guys. In yoga, we end with namaste, which means the light in me sees, acknowledges, and respects the light in each and every one of you. Thank you, guys, and namaste. All right, guys, I'm going to click to end this class, and I think it takes us to a waiting room afterwards so we can chat. Hopefully I don't lose you all. If I do, I'll see you next Monday, but I'm going to click to end it.